So today we're going to be giving a full review on this Brondell Swash EcoThinline T66. This is a newer bidet by Brondell, and I'm excited to give this thing a test because there's lots of really good upgraded features here. You can see this is everything that comes inside the box. You have your T-valve here, batteries for the remote, and the remote is very safe. Very excited to try that thing out. Mounting bracket to put on the toilet, your valve here, and then a couple of other parts to mount the bidet, and then of course the bidet itself.
Now, before we go through and install this, I do want to show you just the difference between the Swash 1400 here on the left. In the middle here, we have the Thinline 66. And then on the right here, we have the EcoSeat. Now, you can see the Thinline, the reason why it has its name is because it's much thinner than the Swash 1400. The Brondell EcoSeat is actually the thinnest out of all of them, but it's in a non-electric bidet, so it doesn't have the heated seats, the heated water, or any of the functionality that the other two have in that regard. So the Thinline is kind of like the happy medium between these two because, as you can see, it's quite a bit thinner than the Brondell Swash 1400 and kind of has a nicer aesthetic. I like the remote better than the Brondell 1400, Swash 1400. Now, I do want to point out, because the Thinline 66 kind of is the happy medium, it is the most expensive bidet out of these three, followed by the Swash 1400, and then the more affordable option is the Brondell EcoSeat. The Thinline 66 is Brondell's newest bidet. Now, I do want to go through and quickly show you how to install this, but I'm just going to do it very quickly because I've already gone through the steps on how to install the Brondell Swash 1400, which is very similar. So if you want more detailed setup instructions, you can check out that video. There's slight variations here, but I will go through kind of the basic steps. I do also want to thank Brondell for sending me this bidet for this video. I did reach out to them and ask if I could get my hands on this to give it a review, but I will still be giving my full and honest opinion. Now, one thing that when you're going through and installing this, for these black little rubber bolts here, you do need to kind of squeeze them through the toilet hole. At first, I was a little bit confused on that. So no, they do fit, but they are a very tight fit on purpose. So you can go through and screw the brackets into that. So just take note of that. But overall, I was very happy with the installation process. It takes literally like 10 minutes to go through and install this. Now, once you get the bracket on there, you do want to go through and put this little filter in the back here. This is the deodorizing filter. It's kind of nice that this is here, so you can go through and put that in, and then it has this little plastic cap that you kind of pop on the back. This is to help with the odor inside of the bidet and the toilet, which I think is a huge value add for this Thinline 66. Once you have the mounting bracket in place, getting the bidet on the toilet is simple as just sliding in and hearing the click there. This does have the quick release feature as well, so you can go through and take the bidet on and off as you please to go through and clean it or do whatever else you need to. The last step is to simply go through and connect the hose line to the bidet and the T-valve that we've already installed in the previous steps. Now, one really cool thing that I do want to point out right here is this little feature that allows you to move the nozzle back and forth on the bidet. This allows you to really hide the water hose that goes to the bidet and makes it look like it's just a normal toilet seat on your toilet, basically.
Okay, and this is what it looks like when it is all installed. As you can see, this thing is nice and thin on the toilet. It's a little bit wider on the sides, but it's nice because you can barely even see the cords on the sides. You can see I kind of have to go to this side just to do it because of this nice little thing that allows you to move this back and forth. So like this is pretty much concealed and it does not even look like a bidet, which is pretty awesome. You see, very low profile. It has these soft close on both the top and down here as well. This is what it looks like underneath. You can't even see the nozzle at all that comes out when you go through and actually use the bidet. I do want to call out as well, obviously we're gonna go through all the settings on the remote. The lights on the side, I think this is actually really nice. The light actually isn't inside the toilet bowl, it's on the outside. So when you go through and turn off the lights, it gives you just enough so that you can see inside there, but the light isn't inside the toilet bowl, so you like see all the stains and stuff in case your toilet is dirty or anything like that. So you can go through and change the color on this to red, blue, or green, and it gives you just enough light in the night that you can go through and go to the bathroom and be able to see without turning on the lights. You can also, if you wanted to, completely turn off this light by holding down the icon there. Okay, so now I want to try and give you an idea of what this thing can actually do. It does have the sensors here, so it does sense when your body's actually on it. So I just got to kind of hold it down here, and you can see when I go through and put my elbows on here, I feel like I'm sitting on this. It will go through and start up, and then we can go through and change the nozzle positions here. So then I'm going to go through and click on this, and you can see it's going to do a self-cleaning feature at first. And then here comes the nozzle, and you can see there's the pressure. Now what's cool about this is you can go through and change the pressure. So this is low pressure, and then up. You can see just how powerful that thing is. You can go all the way up. There's 5 different settings for the pressure. You can also change the nozzle position. So you can see right here, I'm going through and moving the nozzle up and down. And then you can go through and change the water temperature of this nozzle. I'm gonna go through and turn that off now. And once you are done, you can go through and use the fan feature. If you hold that down, a fan will come out that just goes through and gives you a nice breeze, so you don't need to dry off with toilet paper or anything like that. So other things that this remote can do, I do want to go through and explain because it can do a lot. So we just watched just the normal kind of rear spray here, and it does have the front spray setting as well. The nice thing is with both of those, you can go through and adjust the nozzle position and the nozzle pressure. And so you can go through and click these buttons to bring that up or down, 5 different levels on there. Now, if you just wanted to go straight to a very strong wash, you can click this button right here. This is a strong wash cycle. We'll go through and give you a 2-minute strong wash. I don't recommend starting off with that cycle if you're just starting off because it is very, very strong. If you are just starting off with this bidet, I would recommend clicking actually this button down here. This is a gentle wash, which gives you a 2-minute gentle wash cycle. If you don't like that and it's not maybe strong enough for you, then you can go through and go on to the strong wash, but I recommend starting there first. The nice thing is with these 2 settings, you can go through and adjust the water pressure up or down along with the nozzle position. Down here is where you can go through and use the dryer after you are done using the bidet. Down here is where you can go through and change the water temperature, so it's either off, low, medium, or high for the water temperature. And now over here is where you can go through and change the light color. You can see right here, this goes through and changes the light. Here is the nozzle cleaning function. This will go through and run a 2-minute nozzle cleaning. And then here's where you can go through and change the temperature of the seat. So you can go through and have a low, medium, high, or off on the seat temperature. We're going to talk about the gentle wash. And then this is the deodorizing function on the remote, which is another really nice feature to have. After you're done going to the bathroom, it will go and deodorize it inside of there. Now this remote comes with an awesome little bracket. You can see it's very thin here. And the way that this works is it's actually magnetized. So it just goes through and kind of clips on there. You can go through and use the 3M tape on the back to go through and stick this on the wall. I actually really like the design of this remote a lot. I think it looks really clean, really nice. And it's perfect that you can go through and stick it on the wall somewhere and have easy access to it. My overall opinion of this bidet is, if you can't tell, I really like it. The power on this thing is like none of that I've seen. It's super thin, thinner than a lot of the other electric bidets on the market. They thought of everything, it seems like, where you can go through and hide the wiring. I can't even see it when I'm looking directly on in the toilet. And then of course you have all the standard features with the heated seats, heated water, adjustable water pressure, and adjusting the nozzle as well. This is definitely something that's going to keep you clean, and you can adjust it in any way and customize it to whatever is best for you.
Now, one thing that I don't love about this bidet is actually the buttons on the side. You can see on the side here, you can go through and do the front wash or the back wash, but I did find when I'm actually on the bidet and wanting to use these settings, it's hard to know what the pressure is, and these buttons they're not really push, it's more of a touch screen, so you don't know if you're really touching the buttons or not. It does give you a little bit of a beep, but I don't really love the user experience there. I prefer the buttons that the Swash 1400 has actually, because it's actually just a button you can go through and click. Of course, this is just a minor thing because I imagine most people will be using the remote to actually go through and control their bidet settings, but something that I did want to point out. And then one other con for this bidet is that it is an electric bidet, so you do need a grounded outlet in your bathroom. And a lot of bathrooms in the United States don't have that, so that is something else to kind of point out. If that is you and you don't have a grounded outlet in your bathroom, a great alternative is the Brondell EcoSeat. It's a non-electric bidet, so it doesn't have the hot water or hot seats, but it still gets the job done and works extremely well. So hopefully you found this review helpful. If you wanted to get any of the bidets that I mentioned in here, including the Thinline 66, you can check out the links down below in the description. They are affiliate links, so it does help support the channel when you purchase through there, but at no extra cost to you, of course. Or if you wanted to, you could go directly to brondell.com and check out any of these bidets. We'll see you in the next video.